So let's come to the book of Ruth. And this is the story of a daughter-in-law and a mother-in-law. And let me give you like a brief summary. There's a woman by the name of Naomi. She's married to Elimelech, her husband. They have two sons, Milon and Kilion. A famine, they live in Bethlehem. A famine comes, and they leave and go to Moab, which is a no-no country. It's like one of the worst enemies of Israel. But they go to Moab, and in Moab, the two sons marry two Moabite women, which are unbelievers. They are the worst. They would be considered the worst women that you can imagine. And then the husband dies of Naomi. The two sons die, leaving mom and her two daughter-in-laws. Eventually, mom tells the daughter-in-laws, go back home, go back to your people. I'm going back to Bethlehem. The one daughter-in-law goes back, and her name is Ruth. The book is named after, and we'll talk more about the story. So chapter 1, starting in verse 1, very quickly. In the days when the judges ruled, so that's why this is placed right after the book of Judges, there was a famine in the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah, remember Bethlehem is the birthplace of our Savior, together with his wife and two sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech, and his wife's name was Naomi, and the names of his two sons were Mahlon and Kilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to Moab and lived there. Now Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her two sons. They married Moabite women, which they were not supposed to do at all. They were not believers. They were not from, Israelites. Didn't follow the Lord. One named Orpah, the other Ruth. After they had lived there about 10 years, both Mahlon and Kilion also died, and Naomi was left without her two sons and her husband. All right, so here's looking at the story of Naomi and Ruth, here's my advice for mother-in-laws. I noticed that Naomi was able to let bygones be bygones. So her two sons married in some sense, biblically, you'd have to see what God says about the Moabites in the book of Deuteronomy. In some sense, her two sons married the worst possible wives that a mother-in-law would ever want. And yet, Naomi treats her daughter-in-laws with love and compassion and care, and does not hold it against them that their sons shouldn't have married them and they're no good. And I mean, in Deuteronomy, it was like, don't have anything to do with Moabite women, don't have anything to do for 10 generations. I mean, but Naomi let bygones be bygones. So listen, mother-in-laws, you may not like the choice of your son or your daughter, who they married. But for the sake of the Lord and for the sake of your children, let bygones be bygones and love them, and watch the power of love, the transforming power of love that will occur with your in-laws.